Teen Gamer here, and yes, I know I'm late to the party, but I'm not late enough to talk about Genshin 5.7 special program. So, well, you know the drill. Without any further ado, let's just go. So, A Space and Time for You. That is the version 5.7 special program. I am going to be going over this pretty quickly because I'm pretty sure everyone already knows what this version is. I'm just going to be skimming through basically everything. Same with the Honey Impact segment. I am going to be skimming through. If you want to see more info about that, it's in the description down below. Honey Hunter is really, really good. Honey Hunter World is my GOAT site. Anyway, let's just talk about this special program. So, the new characters that we're going to be getting is Skirk and Dahlia. Dahlia has been teased in the current version, which is 5.6 in the Albedo story quest, which is just the current main story quest happening right now. We did meet Skirk before in like the old design. They did redesign her for this specific version, 5.7. And they also gave her a new outfit as well. But you'll see what I mean once by new outfit, because it's not really a new outfit. It's more like a form change. So of course, with a new character comes a new story quest. So we have a Skirk story quest. Pretty cool. They also showcase a lot of things too right here. If we complete it here, we can get, of course, Primo Gems, as well as Awakening Materials for Skirk. So it's just like any other new story quest. You just do it in time, in the version 5.7, and then you get the rewards. Pretty cool. And, well, let's just talk about Skirk, shall we? So Skirk is, she is a cryo sword character. She is pretty unique. As you see here, when you pop her elemental skill, she enters into a state right here where she dual wields. When she dual wields, she's able to do big damage, of course. And the longer or how your form lasts is you have to have elemental burst energy. So you have to get a lot of energy. So the main artifact set right now, the ice artifact set from the latest domain, is literally made for her because she drains all, and I mean all, of her burst energy just to do big damage. So she is pretty weird. She works on freeze teams. That is going to be her best team. So if you did pull for Escoffier, it's pretty good. She is a great partner. If not, then I guess you can get Shenhua in this version. Spoiler alert, but yes, Shenhua is getting reran. She also works well with Farina as well. So if you do have Farina, you can just nab her and then just pair it up with Skirk, and she's pretty good. But her main gimmick is just to pop elemental skill and then do normal attacks to do big damage. That is literally what her main gameplay is. As you see here, she attacks pretty fast. Works pretty well on freeze teams. That is going to be her main team. But yeah, as you see there, look at that. Looks pretty cool, honestly. She does cryo damage that can't be overwritten, and she also has AoEs on her normal attacks, which is pretty nice. They also showcase here her charge attacks as well. Pretty cool. Again, she is just a normal, like, DPS character. She is mainly used on freeze teams. You see here we have Kokomi doing freeze, and we could go into Skirk right there and then just do big damage. That's literally Skirk's gameplay. I don't really have anything more to say, but yeah, as you see here, when a Hydro or Cryo party member deals their corresponding elemental damage, her normal damage gets increased, as well as her elemental burst damage increases as well. So basically, you just want to freeze the enemy, and then Skirk comes in and then does big nuke damage. That is literally her gameplay. Again, as I said before, if you pulled for Escoffier, it is her best partner because she's just going to be doing big damage on freeze teams. And besides, Escoffier wants Hydro and Cryo characters in the party. And guess what Skirk needs? Hydro and Cryo party members. So yeah, it's really imperative that you are able to get at least one of her supports. So Shenhua or Escoffier or Farina, whatever makes her do freeze really well, will determine how good your Skirk is. If not, then I guess a comparison would be Acheron or yeah, I guess the I guess the biggest comparison, I guess, is just Acheron and Fei Xiao from Star Rail, or I guess like 11 from ZZZ. You need certain teammates for her to be good. If you don't have those teammates, so for Skirk, it's going to be Escoffier, Shenhua, and Farina. If you don't have those teammates, she is basically okay. She's okay. She kind of sucks without them, because she really, and I mean really, really, really wants Hydro and Cryo characters, because that is how her kit works. You need to run freeze teams. If you don't, then she sucks. You can't run her in Melt. You can't run her in Electro Charge. You can't run her in basically anything. Yeah, it's just, you can't run her in Superconduct. It's just really, really weird. You can't run her on Fridge either. So, yeah. You really want to lean in towards the freeze comp, because that is where she shines the most. If you don't have those teammates, then I suggest you skip Skirk. Even though she looks pretty cool and, pretty, awesome. If you don't have those characters, then yeah, she basically performs really, really, horribly, I would say, compared to her other DPS counterparts, like, well, a cryo character like Risley, who doesn't really need teammates. So yeah, so if you do have the freeze comp in mind, then yes, Skirk is a great pickup. One of the best pickups that you could ever get, because she is a pretty good cryo damage dealer. If not, then yeah, if you don't have the teammates, just skip her. As for the other character that is featured, Dahlia. Dahlia is a Hydro Shielder. Yeah, that's all I have to say about him. He literally is just a Hydro Shielder. I see there, puts up a shield, and then does AoE Hydro damage when you hit enemies. It's really, really simple. So, he is just, if I have to describe it, he's Hydro Layla. Yeah, Hydro Layla. Literally Hydro Layla. But yeah, he's pretty decent, I would say, if you really do want the Hydro Shield. It's pretty good. I mean, if you stack a lot of max HP on him, which he does scale off of, then you should be a-okay. He is a pretty good shielder. Again, more shielders the better. It's pretty cool. So yeah. And of course, he has a pretty unique effect where he's able to bounce people up in the air, which is really neat. You'll see here, he does the elemental skill cast, and then he's able to, there we go, bump people up in the air. Pretty nice. The only problem is that his shield is tied to his elemental burst, so you want to get as much energy regen as possible, as well as HP percent, so that the shield lasts longer. But other than that, Dahlia is just your basic, typical Hydro Shielder. Nothing more to be said. So yeah. Next up, they also showcased right here the new banners, which will be happening right now, I think, right there. Alright, phase 1. As I said before, Skirk is pretty good if you have freeze teams. If you don't have the teammates for her, then she is basically okay. I heavily recommend that if you don't have her teammates, which is Farina, Escoffier, Shenhua, which, speaking of which, Shenhua is right here, then skip. It is a massive skipper. Even though she looks pretty cool, skipper if you don't have the teammates for her. But if you do, I guess if you did pull for Shenhua and then have like a Hydro character and the in your back pocket, like Farina, then yes, pull for her. She's really good. Really awesome even. But as I say before, and as I always say, love triumphs also. If you love the character, pull for them. Don't listen to me. If you love Skirk for her gameplay, her character, her skills, her kit, her personality, then yes, pull for her. Love triumphs all. So, yeah, if you love the character, just pull for them. Follow what your heart says. But as for the players who are a smart spender, who basically just play the game to get the meta, so basically like new players or meta players, then yes, Skirk is really good if you have freeze. If you don't have freeze, then it's a big skip. Shenhua is pretty good. I mean, now she's pretty good because Skirk exists. So if you have Skirk, then Shenhua is a definite must pull. But then again, you can just use Escoffier. If you did pull for Escoffier on 5.6, then you don't need Shenhua. Shenhua is a skip too. So pull Shenhua if you don't have any other cryo supports. Don't pull if you have a Scoffier. If you already have a Scoffier, then you can just skip Shenhua. As for the 4-star featured, it is Dahlia. So Dahlia is going to be a 4-star featured, which is pretty cool. Her weapon, of course, a Skirk's weapon, Azurite, is pretty good as well. We will go over that as soon as the special program is over. We can just go to Honey Impact. Phase 2! We have Malvika. Malvika is broken. One of the most broken characters in the entire game. If you haven't seen how good Malvika is, she is one of the few characters in the game who can consistently hit 1 million attacks. Yeah. So she can hit for 1 million damage, consistently, by the way, on like a full Natlan team. So yeah, if you don't have Malvika, she is a must pull. What are you doing? Because Malvika is good as a main DPS and a sub. Yes, you run her as a sub. You don't need to run her as a main. She is just that good. And then for the second half is Emily. Emily is good on burning teams, but she's also good on non-burning teams. She is a great Dendro applicator. So if you still have Dendro teams, if you want burning support, then Emily is for you. Also, she applies Dendro pretty quickly. So if you want a Dendro applicator, then you can get her as well. She doesn't really need to be ran on burning teams, but she most preferably wants to be ran on burning teams. But other than that, great pull. But if you don't run Dendro teams, then she is obviously a skip. Same if you don't run any burning teams with Kanich or whatnot. If you don't have those, then obviously it's another big skip. But she synergizes pretty well with Malvika. So if you do run burning Malvika with Emily, then yeah, you just pop off like crazy. But yeah, Emily is pretty good if you are going to be running burning teams. She is the only burning support in this game. So yeah, definitely pick her up if you have the chance. She is really good. But other than that, I guess for priority purposes, I guess I can just talk about the banners. So what is your pulling priorities for this version? I'm going to be going in order to useful to least useful. So Malvika is obviously number 1. She is the best character out of all of them. No contest, hands down. Malvika fits on every single team. Vape, Melt, Burning. She is good on basically everything. So yeah, Malvika is good on... Also, she is really good on C0. You don't really need constellations for her to be good. And you don't need her weapon either. She's just really good with that. So yeah. Secondly, the second character that you should be pulling for is Skirk. Yes, Skirk. So if you have the freeze team, Skirk is a second pickup. Really good cryo DPS. If not, then I guess she is on the 3rd priority list. So yeah, not really worth it if you don't have freeze teams again. But if you do have a freeze team, she is 2nd priority. For 3rd priority, it is Emily. Emily is a 3rd priority. She's really good. She's still good to this very day. Great sub DPS and great support in general. And then last but not least is Shenhua. The reason why Shenhua is last is because Shenhua is kind of outdated now because Escoffier exists. So I would say just save your Primo Gems for Escoffier. Unless you're really desperate for a cryo support, then get Shenhua. But other than that, yeah, Shenhua is last priority. But if you love Shenhua, I mean, she hasn't been reran in a long time. And besides, the Liwa Chronicled Wishes has ended like 2 versions ago, so if you did miss Shenhua, then this is your chance to pick her up. She's probably never gonna come back again, so yeah, now's your time to just pick her up. Seize that moment. And now, well, I guess that's basically it for all the characters. Now they go over the story, A Space and Time for You. This is going to be the version 5.7 story where we talk... Alright, it basically talks about, well, the more lore about the twins, as well as Conria and all that other stuff. So it's just a continuation of Aether and Lumine's story. Pretty nice. So yeah, looks really good. Now it's time to go over the event. So the event, Battle of Imagined Arrays. So this is going to be our main version 5.7 event. We have Sethos as our free character. Pretty cool. He is okay, I guess. He is a decent 4-star DPS. But for the event, we have a few game modes. One is chess. You think I'm joking? This is chess. So yeah, chess, pretty cool, I guess. I guess I would say it's more like Final Fantasy Tactics in a way. I mean, you just move stuff. You move the monsters into like areas, and then you just attack the enemy. It's literally Final Fantasy Tactics. So yeah. And next up is Candy Crush, or a match 4 game or match 3, I guess. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's just a puzzle game. That is going to be our second game mode for that version. So yeah, that is Battle of Imagined Arrays. Really nothing that special. Fearsome Ferocious Firepower. This event has returned, where you shoot slimes, and that's it. Yeah, you just shoot slimes with a cannon. You also shoot enemies as well. Yeah, it's just literally the same event that we have last time. Next up is Reminiscent Regiment Frenzy. This event has returned too, where you get to fight alongside people in co-op to defeat enemies. That's it. Yeah, it's the same event as always. They literally are just rerunning a lot of events, huh? But yeah, that's basically it there. I mean, it's basically just a flex. You get to flex your characters. So yeah, that's basically it. Next up is a new mode. Stygian Onslaught. This is weird. So they're copying Star Rail now. So yeah, in Stygian Onslaught, you get to fight bosses. And what do those bosses drop? Artifacts. This is simulated universe. This is literally simulated universe. So yeah, you fight bosses, and then you just get drops for the stuff you want. And you also, right here, get a new item, which they show you. It is a feather. A pretty cool feather that lets you re-roll artifact substats. So think of it like the reroll dice from Star Rail. So yeah, pretty cool. I mean, we get substat rerolls, which means that our artifacts are not doomed. So yeah, we get to keep those really bad artifacts. But yeah, as you see there, feather. You get to reroll. Right here, they show it. You get to reroll substats. Pretty nice, right? I mean, you're able to reroll those substats right there, and then you're able to pick the substats you want, and then it rolls into the substats. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's literally Star Rail. This is Star Rail, 100%. This is the reroll mechanic on Star Rail. They literally just added it to Genshin. So, well, for you Genshin players out there, enjoy this. It is really cool that we are able to get rerolled substats. But they also showcase some more things here. You get to choose multiple teams. There's also multiplayer and single player records too. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can just do single player right here, and then just take down these. Pretty cool, honestly. I mean, you're able to grind artifacts pretty fast with this, so really nice. Next up is Traveler's Tales Gilded Chapter, which is literally just another Traveler's Tales thing. They're literally just rerunning events. So yeah, we get to see more characters this time. It expands now. Instead of Liyue, it expands to Inazuma, and then Inazuma to Fontaine. So basically all 3 of those regions. Pretty nice overall. I mean, we're able to interact with more characters. So yeah, pretty cool. And now they, of course, they showcase here. Yes, it's returning. Double drops for overflowing abundance. Really nice. This means that we're able to just farm domains. Pretty cool. They also have a option here, which is really nice. You're able to use fragile resin. Yeah, right here. You're able to use fragile resin to claim the rewards. So that means you don't have to use them and then condense them, which is really, really nice. It's just a really, really good quality of life update. They also have 2 new trails right here, which is Raiden and Shenhua's trails. Pretty really cool. Make sure you pick those up once you be in the Imaginarium Theater. And of course, TCG has an update. We got to see Lali, Malvika, and Chaska. Really, really nice. And of course, we have system optimizations here. We have quest resource management, which is just your typical, just right here. You're able to just do quests right here. You're able to download quests and then delete quests as soon as you're done with it, which means that you're able to free up space on Genshin. Really, really cool. Definitely a big W on that. Really, really nice. We're able to delete quests that we have already completed. I mean, like, what's the point of keeping those quests if we're not able to come back to it anyway? Which is really, really cool. So yeah, definitely a big W on that. It means that Genshin is not 100 gigabytes anymore, which means that you're able to free up a lot of space. Pretty, pretty cool. Map interface and adventure handbook optimizations. It's just what you think it is. It literally just optimizes the quest screen right here. It just literally tells you what mats drop in those monsters that you fight, which is pretty cool. And then Spiral Abyss optimizations. For Spiral Abyss optimizations, you're able to restart on basically 3rd chamber. You know how when you do 3rd chamber on floor 12, you're not able to restart? Now you can, which is weird because I thought they would do that because Imaginarium Theater lets you restart on floor 10. Now you get to restart on chamber 3, floor 12, which is really, really cool. It means that you're able to just restart. Really, really nice right here. As you see there, you can continue, and then you're able to restart your run. Right there, retry challenge. Really, really cool, right? So yeah, that's basically it for version 5.7 special program. Now it's time to talk about, which is what you've been waiting for, the Honey Hunter World segment. So I just transitioned right now, and let's talk about it. So new to this version is Skirk, Dahlia, and then Azure Light, which is just the sword. There's nothing really else to look at. As you see there, it's just all this. It's just Skirk, Dahlia, and the new story, and that's basically it. This tells me 2 things. 1, we're going to be getting a version 5.8 update. And 2, we're probably going to get a new map in addition to the summer map. If you don't know what the summer map is, it is a completely brand new map that they always do every summer, basically every July, where you're able to explore the map and then, yeah, just get rewards and stuff. It's just a limited time thing that they always do for the maps. So, basically the island from the last 2 versions, so version 1, version 2. For version 3, it was the Klee amusement park thing. I'm pretty sure it's like the World Dream. And then for version 4, it was the picture book. Yeah, the picture book world. And now for version 5, well, we don't know what it is, but definitely they are going to be doing a version 5.8 with a new map. So yeah, that tells me a lot because we are still not able to complete the statue. Yeah, you heard me right. The statue is stuck at level 8. So this tells me that we are going to be getting a new version with a new map. Very, very, very soon as 5.7 drops. So yeah, 5.8 is going to be where most of the bulk is. And I'm pretty sure, I think they're teasing a lot of characters. But yeah, version 5.8, definitely stay tuned for that. So, well, anyways, let's just talk about the new character, Skirk. Skirk is a cryo sword character with a level up stat of crit damage right here, 38.4%. As for what she does, she literally just does normal attacks. When you use her elemental skill, she transforms into a state where you're able to do big damage. Yep, it's literally that's literally it. Her elemental burst just does big AoE crowd damage, and you're able to unleash up to I think over 50 is unleashed. Yeah, and then 12 points can be counted for the burst, which is really nice. It just means that she's able to use her elemental skill more efficiently. So yeah, it's really, really cool. So basically, her main gameplay is to use burst and then do skill and then just do big damage. That's literally it. She's just a transformation character who uses E. So it's like Hu Tao, basically. Her passive skills are pretty good too. When you have a Hydro or Cryo character and then you have one of each, your elemental skill level is increased by 1, which means that you get 11 instead of 10, which is pretty cool. For her second one, when you do Frozen, Superconduct, Swirl, or Crystallize, a Void Rift will be created near the opponent, and then 3 Void Rifts can exist at once. When you use a Void Rift, you're just able to do big damage. So yeah, when she does a charge attack, she enters a void, or she rips a Void Rift. When you do Burst, it's a Void Rift. When you do Skill, it's a Void Rift. So if you don't know what the Void Rift is when she slashes the sword, and then it creates a literal black hole. That's literally what it means by a Void Rift. So yeah, she's able to create 3 at once. And as for the third passive, when a Hydro party member hits an opponent, or when a Cryo party member hits a opponent that isn't Skirk, she gains Death Crossing for a max of 3 stacks. For each Death Crossing, she's able to increase her normal attack damage by these percentages. And then her Elemental Burst gets increased by these percentages depending on how much attacks your Cryo or Hydro party members attack with. So remember what I mean when I said that she needs her supports? For Farina, she's able to hit consistently, so she are able to get the 170 on your normal and the 160 on your burst, which is really common. For Escoffier, she's able to attack constantly as well with her elemental skill up, which also gives you the 170 and 160. And then for Shenhua, her burst is pretty good too. She's able to multi-hit, which means that you're able to increase those. So yeah, if you don't have her Premier supports, then she can't hit those numbers, which is why it's very important that you need Hydro and Cryo members on the party. If not, then yeah, she's just gonna be struggle busing throughout the duration of her elemental skill. So yeah, the one takeaway with this is you literally just have to get Hydro and Cryo characters. That's literally it. Speaking of Hydro characters, now we can move on to the next character, Dahlia, a Hydro sword. So we have 2 sword characters. His level up bonus is HP %, and he's literally just basic. 4 rapid strikes. When you hold his elemental skill, he creates a field where he's able to just launch people upwards, which is yeah, it's literally what you think it is. It just does AoE Hydro damage. When you do his burst, he does AoE Hydro damage, and he's able to create a shield based off his max HP. And that's literally it. And then you basically get 4 stacks of this, and then you're able to just do damage. That's literally it. That's his gameplay. As for his passive talents, his overworld just increases his movement speed. Pretty nice. His first actual passive is when you use a burst to trigger Frozen, you will get 2 stacks of your Benison, which basically gives you shield benefits, which is pretty good. As for the third passive skill, you get to increase your attack speed for every 1000 HP up to a max of 20% attack speed. So it is okay. Yeah, it's just an okay skill. I mean, you're able to attack faster, I guess, but yeah. I guess if you really do want to, you can run Dahlia with Skirk. He is pretty good. I mean, he's able to increase attack speed. Skirk wants to attack as much as possible in her elemental skill and burst state. So yeah, I would say that definitely a must pick up, I guess. But I do have to test out Dahlia and see if he's good or not. But other than that, he looks pretty decent, I would say. I mean, a Hydro Shielder, what can go wrong? And as for the sword right here, Azure Light, it has a, right here, 22% crit rate. Pretty nice. And let's read the description. So after within 12 seconds after a elemental skill is used, you get to increase your attack by 24%. And then when the equipping character has 0 energy, you get an increase of 24% of additional attack. And then your crit damage is increased by 40%. So yeah, you want to use as much of your energy as possible. So when you use your skill, she basically drains your energy. When you use burst, of course, it drains her energy to 0. So yeah, the less energy you have, the more attack she's able to get. So yeah, so ideally you want to do burst, which gives you the instant 24% and 40% crit damage, which means that you're able to get a net total of 48% attack and 40% crit damage. That is strong. Definitely a really good weapon to pick up. As for free-to-play options, they're not really that many. You can do Wolf's Fang, which is okay. It is a pretty good sword, but I would say that if you are going to be pulling Skirk, might as well pull for a weapon. It's really, really, really busted, it looks like. And that is basically it for version 5.7. So if you do enjoy my rambling, and if you want to see more discussion videos like this in the future, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot if you do support the channel. It helps me keep me motivated and making more content and uploading for you guys. So again, if you support the channel, thank you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And as for the comments down below, what do you think of 5.7? Are you excited? Are you going to be pulling for Skirk? Are you going to not be pulling for Skirk? Are you going to be waiting until 5.8 comes out? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching this 5.7 special program. And I'll see you guys in the next Gacha video.